Alright, today guys, I'm going to be showing you how to reduce lag, overall latency, and fix FPS drops, stutters, any kind of problems like that you guys might be having in Fortnite, the new chapter 2 part of it. If you like what I do, like, subscribe, turn on notifications, yada yada yada. It really does help, so let's get into it. First thing you're going to want to do is type in Windows and then R. It's going to bring up this little box. You're going to type in %, local app data, %. Alright, not the fastest typer, so. Anyways, find this file called Fortnite game, and then click saved, and then click config, then click Windows client. Then you're going to come to game user settings. Right click, go down to properties, make sure this read only box is not checked, and then click apply. If it is checked, uncheck it, click apply, and then click OK. And then right click. Now, once you do that, you're free to edit the game script. So hit edit. And here we are. And the first thing you're going to want to change is this B show grass. It's going to say true. You're going to type in false. And if motion blur is on, go on and turn that off. You can also do that in the game though. This you cannot do in the game. Display gamma. It's gonna be 2.2. You're gonna change the 2.2 to 1.0. But make sure after the point that you have 6 zeros. You need to have 6 zeros after that point for the game to boot up correctly and run right. This will help because, trust me, it'll help. Also, scroll down till you see where's it at? Alright, headphone mode. You can turn this off in game as well. But if it's on, if it says true, go on and type in false because you want it off. That way you don't have to keep going back and turning it off every time because once we change this, your game's going to boot up like this every time, regardless what you change the next time you log in. So you want your settings corrected in here. Alright, disable mouse acceleration. This is going to say false by default. You're going to want to change that to true. Type in TRUE. Also, you're going to want to make sure that's off in Windows. So to do that, you're going to type in mouse in the search bar. Find mouse settings. Once we're in the settings, come over to additional mouse options and then pointer options. And then right here it says motion. Selected pointer speed. I've got mine on the 6th tick. That's right in the middle. But this little box right here disables mouse acceleration. Having it checked is like having exponential on for controllers. Having it unchecked is like having linear. Like it's raw input. It's easier. Like when you move to the right, it doesn't speed up on its own. It's gonna feel much better. Hit apply. Hit OK. X out. All right, now we're back to the script. Scroll down until you see sorry guys, trying to read. Um, Scroll down until you see, alright, frame rate limit. Alright, it's going to be different for many of you people out there watching this video. Say you have a 60 hertz monitor. You're going to type in 57 right here. Remember, leave the 6 zeros. Type in 57 if you're on a 60 hertz. If you're on a 144, type in 141. If you're on 165, type in 162. If you're on 240, type in 237. You get where I'm going? The reason this is because if you are at your monitor's max hertz rate and you're using FreeSync or G-Sync, it's going to introduce more lag. I'm not 100% certain about G-Sync being on or off, but even if you aren't using G-Sync, just go on and put it a little bit below. That way you're not hitting your ceiling of hertz. Like I don't know for sure if it's the FreeSync or G-Sync that is causing the extra lag, or if it's the being at the max hertz rate or over it. All right, now if you're getting like 400 FPS steady, you got a 2080 Ti 9900K at 5 gigahertz and stuff like, yeah, you can run that on unlimited, and your extra FPS might make up for the lag penalty of being equal to or above your hertz rate. But that's the mathematical equation right there. Like just cap it a little bit below if you're having inconsistent frames. Like say you 1 minute you might have 400, the next minute you might have 130, which happens even with 2080 Ti's. Trust me. Just why you see many pros capping at 237, which is what I'll be doing when I have my new monitor. Trust me, consistency is better than having inconsistent frames. Then you're gonna scroll down until you see scalability groups. I've got all mine on 0, but this one right here you cannot change in the game setting itself. So you want to type 0 in right here. View distance, that's up to you. I mean, 0 is near, 1 is medium, 2 is far, 3 is epic. So that's up to you. But remember, if you change it in the game after we get done doing this, the next time you boot into the game, it's going to be whatever you left it at here until you come back and change it in here. Alright, and I'll tell you the reason why. Alright, before you leave this, come up here and hit File, Save. That way everything stays when you exit out. Alright, now come back here, go down to Properties, check this Read Only box, hit Apply, hit OK. And now, because of that Read Only box being applied, every time you boot into the game, these settings are forced upon the game. If this is unchecked and you boot the game up, your mouse acceleration within the game will go back to false, like it won't be disabled. So you're going to want to have that on read only. Your gamma correction might go back, and your FPS fixes won't be applied. Alright, to the next fix is in the NVIDIA control panel. You're going to go to Manage 3D Settings. You can change global, but say you have another game that you have really good graphics set on and stuff, like it's better to just go to Program, find the game you want to change graphics for. If Fortnite's not popping up, click Add, find Fortnite, and add it to the list. Alright. if you want to just copy my settings, because I've got them set to the best performance possible. Off, 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 on, off. Like it's all anti-aliasing, image sharpening stuff. You want your GPU CUDAs on all. Low latency mode, you want that on ultra. This has just been added a few drivers back. It was on and off. Now they have added ultra, which is way better. Like you can feel the difference. It's so smooth. Like it's just so much snappier. Like it's skipping some extra steps that it used to go through. It's getting to your monitor way quicker. Leave that on ultra. All right. Monitor technology. If you have a FreeSync or G-Sync monitor, go on and turn that on in your monitor settings, and this option here will turn up set up G-Sync, and I'll go over that with you in a second. Just put that on G-Sync compatible because I've got a FreeSync and they've added that to the list now. So multi-frame sampled off, change that from auto select or global settings to the graphics card you have, so it's one less command that it's having to go through. Power management mode, prefer maximum performance, highest available, on, allow, high performance, on, off, triple buffering. You're gonna want to have that off for sure, and threaded optimization definitely on. VSync, I leave it off personally. Like that's just me. You can play around with that on your own. But this one, make sure you've got it on one. Don't use the 3D application settings. Leave it on one. And then come up here, click this little use my preference emphasizing. Slide that over to performance, click apply. And then G-Sync. Alright, you just now turn FreeSync or G-Sync on in your monitor settings using the buttons on your monitor. What you do now is you click enable G-Sync. You can enable it for window and full screen mode or full screen mode. I've got mine just for full screen mode. I always play in full screen mode. I don't ever play in windowed mode. So I don't know. Then come down here and click which monitor you want, or which one is your G-Sync monitor, and then click enable settings for the selected display model, and then click apply. Also, make sure you're getting the resolution out of, or the hertz out of your monitor, and the resolution. Make sure you're getting 1080. You don't want 1440. Make sure you got it in 1080 native at your monitor's max refresh rate, max hertz. Click apply. Yes, it's possible to overclock your monitor's hertz here. That's a whole nother video. I can show you how to overclock 144 hertz monitor to 165, which this one came with 65. I can actually get mine up to around 200 hertz, but I'm not pushing my monitor like that right yet. About to buy a new one anyways. It's a whole nother video. All right. And the last step, you're going to come down here, type in settings. You don't have to type the full word in like I did. Go to system, go to power and sleep, additional power settings, and make sure, like if you're on AMD, you're gonna have some separate AMD options. Put it on AMD high performance or high performance, either one. If you're on a really high end PC like myself, you'll have this option for ultimate performance. Click that because you're one of the lucky few. that actually have the option. So turn that sucker on. If you're on a laptop, please just leave it on balanced, because if you turn any of this stuff on, your battery's gonna drain in 5 minutes, dude. Just leave it on balanced if you're on laptop. But if you're on a high-end desktop like myself, ultimate performance or high performance, just whichever options you've got. Take it off balance, take it off power saver. You'll get the most this way. Alright, that pretty much does it for the little tips to get your game to run better. If you found any of this stuff helpful, leave a like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next vid.